here, I am going to quickly talk about this Jamie Foxx Netflix special. The Jamie Foxx Netflix special is very, very interesting because we could sit around and we can talk about what was said. We can talk about what wasn't said. We can talk about how he looked, and we can talk about the story that he told. We can talk about how it was like going to church. It was something that was void of a comedy special and more of a one man show. This is something that reminded me of a John Leguizamo uh, kind of event. When John Leguizamo does all of these one man shows, Mike Tyson has done the one man show. And the one man show is just basically telling your life from one point to another. And this is what he kind of did. He basically, Jamie Foxx, that is, Jamie Foxx told the story about what happened to him when he got sick. If we're gonna say he got sick, well, let's say when he had a stroke. And Netflix was promoting this event as if it was some sort of tell all story, and they just threw in Diddy somehow. He was going to tell the story about how Diddy might have been involved, because the rumor has been that excuse me, let me take a little sip of my libation over here. He was supposed to talk about how, the rumor was that, like, he called the feds and he told the feds, like, yo, I think Diddy has something to do with me being sick. And we were all waiting for that. And from early on, he assured us that Diddy had nothing to do with it. He basically is a man who got sick, and now he's praising the doctors, praising the city, praising everything from Hello Jay, Endless, and Charlotte Williams. So he's doing all this praising, like giving everybody all this respect and all this credit for helping them out. He's praising the city of Atlanta. Atlanta saved my life. Atlanta saved my life. Atlanta saved my life. But with all that being said, I would be remiss. Hello, Endless Loops. You don't have to say hello so many times. Just tap the screen. Okay? Just tap that screen twice, and that screen will give me the thumbs up. I have 29 people, and I would like to see more than 3 likes. There we go. Tap that screen twice. You tap it twice, you're basically saying, hey, I'm going to give you the thumbs up. It's free. What's my name? Endless Loops. Okay, you're being very weird. Let me slow you down. Let me see. Put you on a quick little timeout for 10 minutes. Endless Loop, you're on a timeout for 10 minutes. That's the way it goes. Slow it down. And in case no one has said this to you recently, but thank you for being you. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I like that feeling. So now we got a situation where we have this Netflix special that is leading us to this one-man show that's not funny. It's actually going to make me cry, especially when his daughter came out playing the guitar, which I was not impressed with her guitar playing in any way, shape, or form. Towards the end of her guitar playing, it looked a little not real. But what do I know? My eyes told me that maybe the sound people, because when you're performing on stage, by the time your voice or the instrument gets through the mic into the amplifiers, and then the video picks it up, it could be a delay, and it could come off looking a little fake. So, like Elon Musk says, it has to be real because it looks so fake. And that's an actual quote from Elon Musk, which he's quoted that many times. It has to be real because it looks so fake. So the show is kind of going to make you cry. He's talking about God this, God save me. Oh, Atlanta saved me. God saved me. This nurse saved me. They brought in a specialist. How he rejected therapy and he didn't want any part of the therapy, and how his penis that he referred to as a pickle wasn't working, and all these different things was kind of okay. It was kind of cool, but the more you paid attention, especially towards the end when he started to talk about how the internet has him listed as a clone, and they said that he's a clone, and then he rejected that. He was almost offended by the notion that people thought, hey, Mary Jane, thanks for the donation the other night, I appreciate you. But it's like it was almost like Jamie Foxx is coming across like he's angry at the world for calling him a clone. Jamie Foxx is angry at the world for saying, yo, we don't trust what's going on and we don't think that you're a real person anymore. What's up with that? And he comes across a little angry, and he starts doing this huge monologue, and he starts like singing and dancing and shucking and jiving to prove to us that if I was a clone, could I do this? Could I do that? Could I do this? Could I do that? Could I dance like this? Could I sing like this? Could I remember these events that I once did, these characters I play? Look at the different voices I can do. I can do Jay-Z's voice, Mike Tyson's voice. I can do all these voices in my head from when I was, all the characters that I've played in my life. And a clone couldn't do that, right? Clone couldn't possibly do that, right? Let me go back a little bit. Story time. When I went across country to see the first eclipse, I've seen two eclipses. I recently saw the eclipse here in upstate New York, 2024, and I also saw the eclipse for 2017, and I went to Nebraska to see this. I wanted to be in full totality of this thing here, and while on this trip we decided to keep going west towards California, and while going towards California we stopped off at Yellowstone National Park. And I stood there for 3 days. Yellowstone National Park, stood there for 3 days. I parked right outside the geyser. I spent 2 nights outside the geyser. Went over there in the pitch black where you can look up and see the Milky Way. And you can see that geyser every 90 minutes fly up in the sky. And you can smell the sulfur everywhere. Just sulfur everywhere. Very interesting. And we were making a bunch of steak sandwiches every day. I remember that time. It was so cool. We was making all these steak and cheese sandwiches with this amazing bread. And people would ask me, yo, what was Yellowstone like? How was Yellowstone? Is this a Netflix movie or documentary? No, it's supposed to be a comedy special, but it's more like a one-man show. Very similar to John Leguizamo and Mike Tyson, what they do with their one-man shows, where they talk about different things in different times in their life, Mary Jane. So, John Leguizamo, people would ask me, yo, how was that? Yellowstone National Park, how was that? And the only way I could ever really truly describe Yellowstone National Park, I would tell people, this is what I would tell people, that if I was going to sell the earth, if I was going to say, you know what, we're going to sell the earth, and we're going to bring people over to the earth to show them the earth. Like, yo, this earth, you really going to want to, you know how when a realtor shows you the upstairs, downstairs, and they show you the house, they show you the pool, they show you the basement, they show you the R rating of the thermal insulated this, and the well in the back. Yellowstone National Park comes across as if we were going to sell the earth, we would bring whoever was going to buy the earth to Yellowstone National Park because it has everything. And I mean everything. We talking about, they got bees in Yellowstone National Park that are unlike any bees you ever seen. The colors are so different than any bees you ever see. There's not the yellow and black bee. They got the white bee, the purple bee. They have all these different animals. And then you go on these trails in Yellowstone National Park. And while on these trails, the grass goes from 2 feet to 4 feet high. And while you're on these grassy trails, they want you to always keep talking so you can alert the animals that will be kind of just hanging out along these trails. You don't want to be on these trails all quiet and, scared the living daylights out of an animal and you're now in an animal fight. Or you run the wrong direction and you're off a cliff or something. So while you're walking through Yellowstone National Park, what you're going to notice is that some of the grounds are green and some of the grounds are red, almost like Mars. Like you can film movie sets. Mars. They also have, you know how in Arizona they have those rock formations that the cowboys used to just be galloping alongside these weird structures, almost looking like stone bonsai trees to some degree. They got that there. They have every single stone. They have the stone that is at the Devil's Tower. Devil's Tower is this huge mountain that looks like it could have been a tree that they just chopped down like a stump of a tree, but it's the size of, Queens. It's the size of, it's just huge, this huge stone. It looks like it looks like a mountain, but that particular stone only exists at the Devil's Tower, but it also exists, that same exact stone, in Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park has stones that you will find in Africa and nowhere else, but over there's a whole section with this type of stone. They have the most amazing waterfalls. They got waterfalls of sulfur and acid, and they have waterfalls of fresh water. They have waterfalls of salt water. They have it where the water combines between the salt and the fresh, and they don't mix. They have everything there, Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park is basically some sort of amazing space that you can say, yo, this is what the earth has. All the little wonderful, amazing things the earth has. And yes, I said that like Captain Kirk. All the amazing wonderful things are at Yellowstone National Park. And I kept thinking about that while watching this series. This to me came across as if I was a company and I was trying to sell a clone to the people the way you would try to sell the earth, I would use Jamie Foxx as my spokesperson. Jamie Foxx was the spokesperson for cloning. Let me tell you why I say that. Jamie Foxx, after he did this movie with Tom Cruise, put a tattoo on the back of his head that went from, like, this is his ear. Let's say the ear is straight here. So right before the ear was a point, and on this side, right before the ear was a point. And we have the 2 points here. And it went all the way back a tattoo, a very tribal tattoo, very noticeable. It looked like a tattoo from a Klingon ship. If you know about Star Trek, you know about Klingons, right? And the Klingons, they have this cool weapon that's like curved. And they would use that weapon when they were fighting. It was like almost like the same weapon that the Klingons use. It was around his head. Okay? He no longer has that tattoo on his head. Was the tattoo laser removed? Possibly. Another thing he says, which was a lie, he says that the doctor tells his 4'11" sister, yo, we need you to sign off on surgery. We need to go in his head. The man had a stroke. His head is bleeding. We need to go in there now. Find this bleeding and stop this bleeding. And he makes the joke that she says, you ain't gonna find nothing up in there. He ain't got nothing in there because God told me there ain't nothing to find. And then the doctor came back, a real cool doctor with a football jersey, comes back and he says, you was right. Ain't nothing in there. We ain't find nothing. We couldn't find the bleeding. Why this dude, Jamie Foxx, trying to play with us? Huh? Why this man trying to play with us? Jamie Foxx is telling us that the MRI is not needed? That we're going to do exploratory brain surgery to find bleeding in your head when we got this big old machine over here that's going to be able to let us know and take pictures and show us every part of your brain? And where are the scars to your head getting opened up? Are you telling me, Jamie Foxx, that there was a doctor who opened your head up, closed your head up, and you got no scars in your head? What? Come on. Come on. Well, why are we lying now? Why are you talking about having your head opened up and you got no scars visible to your head being opened up? Are you saying that the plastic surgeon came, removed the scar tissue from your head, and then minimized the scar so much that you are unable to see any effects of surgery, brain surgery? No, sir. There's not a lot of, between your skin, that white meat, and that skull, there's not a lot of room there. So if you get your head opened up and they sew that part back up, and even if a plastic surgeon comes and removes the scar tissue, then you're still going to have some sort of scarring. It might not be keloid, it might be smooth, but there's no way you're not going to have any effects of a scar. And then, what happened to the tattoo? This man was advertising for cloning. And I know it sounds cray-cray, but does it? This man was singing and dancing, damn near backflipping, angry because he was accused of cloning. And he wouldn't let it go. He went on 20 minutes showing us and trying to prove to the audience that if he was a clone, could he do this? If I was a clone, only thing he didn't do was juggle. So basically, if you're a clone, you're going to be free of scars, and you're going to be able to do all the shit you fucking did. And ain't going to stop. Ain't going to stop. You're still going to be able to sing and dance. You're still going to be able to capture memory, and you're still going to be able to trick everyone around you. So, sign up here. And let me tell you, the people that know if this is what I'm saying plausible, these people are signing, and they're ready, and they're lining up. They're lining up for this. They're like, where do I sign? Are you crazy? Where's the scars on your head? Where's the tattoo? And I never was the guy who said he was cloned. I never was that guy, but he went so hard about him not being a clone that it started to feel a little strange. I had to let that. I had to tell that story. Somebody says, "Hey, brother, much love from the land of Australia." Hey, Australia. And I like the shadow of your glasses upon your forehead. Pretty interesting. The shadow of the glasses upon my forehead. Ooh, it looks like the devil horns. Or it could look like, what's it called? Those bull horns. That is really interesting. Oh my God, look at it right there. Oh my goodness. That's freaky. Thanks for that. Ooh, maybe I will go like this. Bing bong. Here we go. That was crazy. Yo, thank you, Australia, for telling me about my shadowy glasses over here. But I thought I would share that because, man, it was like, what? Wait a minute. Why is this man going so hard on him not being a clone? And I started to just really just look into this and go, wait a minute. Could he be an actual clone? And this is some sort of advertisement? I did that for you, Australia. Could this be an advertisement for the cloning itself? Wow. Anyway, I thought I would bring that. I thought I would mention that. But wow, geez Louise, so interesting how this man is going so hard about how he's not a clone. And then at the end, he even says something really interesting. He's like, yo, no matter what I say, the internet is still going to say I'm a clone. And he was like saddened by that. It's like, you remember when, who was it? Was some sort of like, not robot or artificial, like these like in the movie Aliens, they always have these people that are like artificial life or something have you, and they always trying to rise to the level of humanity, and they're very offended by the fact that everyone just sees them as some sort of synthetic life form. I appreciate your point of view and shall definitely check it out. Like Mary Jane, hell, hey all in the chat. Daytime, summer upon the east coast of Oz. Peace. All right. Andy sings. Thank you. Appreciate you. And okay, I found it on my movie site. We'll watch later. All right, Mary Jane. Well, it's just something to just consider. Let's always have the objective perspective, and let's always pay attention to what we're being forced to look at, what we're being pushed. They are pushing stuff that we are not even aware. We're not even privy to. Okay, here's another thing. When I was in Yellowstone is when I had this aha moment where I found out that all the trails in Yellowstone were man-made. I didn't know that. I thought that if enough people walk down this path, it's going to create the lines and the grooves and the indentations. That's not true. They actually created. And I knew they did that for mountain bike riding, all the mountain bikers that go down those mountains and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I always knew the mountain bikers. Those were all created, and they were all like, adjusted for the people. And here's the thing, is that all of the trails are just created with the stone and the logs and it's just nothing. It's totally staged. Yellowstone is one of the most beautiful stage places you're ever gonna get a chance to see. I recommend anyone go there, but look at it from the point of view that I'm coming at it from the staged aspects of it. Totally staged. Anyway, I'm gonna make this quick. It's been 24 minutes. Tap the screen twice. Bang bang. Tap the screen twice. Give me the thumbs up. You are appreciated. And don't forget to donate. That's $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. or you can go to the Venmo, and that's Elvis. That's at Elvis Dash Rosenberg. I'll leave it a description of how you can donate and help a guy out. Throw me something. That's always cool. It always makes me feel good. Always gives me motivation to do another live. And you know, you are appreciated, and I love you, and that's a fact. You know that. Let's not get it twisted. If someone hasn't told you they love you, I'm here to tell you that I love you, and I mean it. Ciao. The future is interesting, very similar to the past, present, and future realms. Mary Jane, enjoy your day and night wherever you are. Zen realm. Peace all. Thank you.